Hi everyone. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to try to recreate this pretty little tree. The reason I'm doing that, this too actually, this tree has the most views. Everybody likes this little tree. It's very simple, it's pretty, and it's easy. And I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. So let's get this done. So for that tree, I'm going to use a 4-inch hoop, and I use 24 gauge wire. I have cut the wire into 12.5 inches, and I cut 12 pieces of wire. I'm going to show you how to get started, and this is the way to do it. You take your 12.5 inch piece of wire, and every single one thereafter. There'll be 12 in total. Fold it in half. We're going to attach it to our hoop. The way I do it is with the slip knot. If you're not comfortable with the slip knot, feel free to just twist it however you choose. I bring it through the hoop, bring the two pieces up, bring them through like so, and give it a tug. Okay. And we do that for all 12. I'm going to just show you these two. I'm going to twist them, and then if you need time to pause it, you can do so. And I'm going to jump right into the tree. After you get all 12 of your wires on, this is how I twist. I hold the hoop and gently twist and slide. I want them loose. I don't want them really tight, and I want them to look the same, kinda. This is your tree. Make it your own. Do it. This is just a guide, and people like this tree, and I like it too. It's a lot of fun. And I use the one in front just to give me an idea on the one I want to do next. Okay, with that being done, let's move right on to the tree. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using. I use this because I drop stuff. I have a pair of flush wire cutters. I always have a pair of regular pliers. I also use round nose pliers. And I always use these two pairs of tweezers. One has a pointy tip and one does not. And we'll get to that when we get to that. So now, after you have your 12 wires on, you're going to separate them into 6. Well, this is how I do it. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. Now, the way I do it, I cross them over like that, support it right there where you're gonna, this is where you're gonna separate your root system to your trunk. And you begin to twist using your thumb as a guide and support to hold it and slide and twist. And you can do it as tight or as loosely as you would like. I try to keep it so that it's kind of unison. I don't like it to be loose and tight. You do you. It'll work. You're going to do that until you get your trunk where you would like it to be. I'm thinking one more, and that'll do it for me. Next, separate your wires, and we're going to take 4 from the left, and then we'll take 4 from the right. So I'm just going to let you know nothing has changed. I still try to stay in focus. I still do not edit. My goal here is to do what I love and to show you how I do it. So if you're looking for perfection, you're not going to find it here. I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on. We've got 4 on the left and 4 on the right. We're going to take those and we're just going to give them a little twist. This is just going to help us get the middle done. It's a guide. And we'll leave that. Now we're going to take 4 and 4. Move them so that you don't pull one where it's not supposed to be. You'll be able to tell because it won't lay right. After you do that, I'm going to give them a twist. I twist in the same direction. My thumb is always there. Support your work and give it a little bit of a twist, and that part is done. Next, same thing for your left side. Take 4 and 4. You have to move them around to get them in the right where they should be. They'll let you know. 4 and 4, and give them a twist. And that will establish the limb on your left. Okay, so now your tree will look something like this. Oh, straighten you up. And give your roots a little push together. They're too far apart, but I like them spaced. Okay, now that we have that, we are going to move back to our right side. I would like this piece here a little bit longer. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a twist. Now we're going to separate these 4 into 2, and we're going to twist them as well. Support your work. And you're going to do the same. Separate the 4 into 2. Support your work and give it a twist. A few. Whatever you think looks good. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now let's see if our tree is in the middle. It doesn't have to be. You can pull it to the left or right if you like your tree like that. Sometimes I do that. You'll see that if you choose in a different video. Okay, now I'm going to take these 2. I'm going to twist them as well. And these. If you haven't made a tree before, you can do several things. You can twist your entire tree out, which sometimes I do that, or you can leave them in sections and twist them as you go. I think that works too. I don't know if I'm going to do that today. Now I'm going to twist it all out. I'm going to separate the next section and give it another twist. You don't have to. What I'm doing is I'm just eyeballing where I want my tree to be and how full I would like the beads to go, so that'll determine how much I twist. You can just support your work. Use your finger or your thumb, however you choose, to give you a little, you keep it even. And I'm going to do it again right here. Like that. Now, at the top of our tree, we're going to separate these 4. Now, that doesn't want to go that way. There we go. Separate them into 2 and 2. And give it a twist. However long you want that to be. I use this one here as a guide. The first one. This one here. So we'll just go a little further up. It doesn't have to be exact. And there you we go. Take the next, these two, and do the same. Okay. And the same here. You'll probably twist these more as you go. Make the character of your tree. Now it's starting to look like a tree. Here's the bottom. Here's half of the top. Now I'm going to take these four, separate them into two. I'm sorry, I don't edit, and this is only going to happen to me. Excuse me for a minute. Stop it. Stop. Come on, be a good girl. My cat's chasing the shadows. My shadows. Alrighty, sorry about that. Okay. And we're going to do the same again. Take the two and twist them just a few times, just to look at the one next to it. Give your tree character, however many times you want to twist it, whatever shape you'd like your tree to take. Okay. No two trees are the same. This one will not be the same as the one that I did, the first one I did. And that is just the example, the inspiration for this one. And now we're going to work on the last section of twisting the shape of our tree. And if you don't like the way it looks, give yourself a break. It'll be beautiful. Let me twist this out a little bit. Doesn't have to be even. Okay. And break it down to two. I'm gonna have to put this, my cat's climbing the wall. I'm gonna have to twist this and then put something there to block that shadow. I'm gonna just twist these last two. She's gonna knock everything over. And I'm not starting over, so let's just see what we got here first before I deal with Miss Abby. I'm sorry, I will be right back. Come on, go. Let's go. Come on, get away from there. Oh, no. It's okay. Good. Oh, it's not going to work. Sorry about that. She's crazy. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. And I think it looks pretty good. So what I do next is I take my beads. I put them in this because I drop stuff. I drop everything. So we'll put those in there. I have some crystals. I do everything with crystals. I like them. These are round and also bicones, and they're 4 and 6 millimeters, and we don't need that many, but why not? Okay, so the way I like to start is with a little leaf, and if you don't have crystals or you don't like to do what I do, you do you. I think the little leaf is kind of cute. It's pretty. So I take 4 little, not 4, I'm sorry, I use 3 little crystals. These are, like I said, the bicones, and this is what I'll use today. Actually, I have an assortment. I will use whatever I pick up. Okay, let's just bring it down. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, make them into like a little triangle and bring it up to where you started, to your little limb there, and give it a couple of twists. Not too many, you don't want to break it. And now we're ready to move on. Support your work and twist it a few times just to get away from that little leaf. I work with 2 eyes at a time. You can do it separate, 1 at a time. Now I will put on the first wire a bead and a crystal. Bead. And on my next one, I'll start off with a crystal. I alternate. Sometimes I put 2 together that are the same. 2 crystals, 2 beads. It all depends how I feel. And I'll put another crystal there. It's a big one. Oops. Not you. And I'll try this one. As you're going, if you don't like the way it looks, swap it out. Give it another twist. I'm not too fussy. But if I don't like it, I try not to keep it because I'll take it out anyway. So I've got 2, and I'm going to twist a few times. I don't count. And my beads just slid off the wire, which is cool. Now we'll put them back. They're gonna slide off again. That's okay. And then I'm gonna go to the next one. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, so we're just gonna move on. I might secure it there. Right now I don't know. Put a, not you, a bead, and a couple of small ones. A crystal. Let's see if they stay on. The last time I made this, I cut the wires about 14 inches, and that was a little long. So I cut it at about 12 and a half. So the beads are going to slide off. That's okay. I think we'll just put crystals on this one. It's already looking pretty. And it's easy. I told you how easy it was, right? Okay, I'm going to move on to the next two. In no order. You can alternate. You don't have to. If you wanted to put another little leaf there, you could. If you've seen other videos, I put a lot of leaves. This one, I'm just going to leave them the way it is. I'll start off the other side the way I did this side with a little leaf. I'm just putting two of something on each wire. If you don't like to twist them the way I am, by all means, you can just string them all the way. I've done that as well. But today we're going to twist. I have videos where I don't, and I just string the wires. Just to have something different. I actually have not made a tree in a while. I've been playing around with other kinds of sun catchers. Actually, I have done those a lot in the past, but the trees, they're really pretty. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do this last branch on this first section, and then we'll decide if we're going to put them on the hoop, secure it or not. Right now, I don't know. We'll see. They're probably going to slide off. That's okay. Now, push your two beads down, secure your work. And give it a few twists. Okay, so that's the first section of our tree. This one here, she needs a little more. Let's see what we've got for you. Okay. Yeah, I think we can secure now. the way I like to do it, I like to make sure I have at least a couple of twists so it doesn't pull or come undone. And also, this is where I wrap my wire and secure it. So I like to bring that up a little bit. I bring it down. So I bring it up over the hoop, down and up on the right side of that wire. Bring it up straight and then push it down. Now it's in the back, bring it up and then cross it over. And that's where I like to cut. Sometimes I'm just doing this to show you now, sometimes I do a whole bunch and then I go back and cut them. But just to show you, this is how I do. Okay. Then I take my tweezers actually that's a little long. Push it down with the flat ones. If you can push it down, that's great. And then sometimes you need the pointy ones. This one, that's fine. I do it that way because I don't want it on the hoop because it, oh, come on, thumb's all broken. It gets pointy and sharp and it catches. The way I do it, it doesn't catch. But if you like to wrap your wire around and then cut, you can do that. I choose not to. Okay, I'm going to do it from the other side actually. Bring it up, over. Oh, sorry, oops. I've been sick and I'm not feeling 100%, but we can do this. You just have to deal with my sniffles. Okay, now we'll do it another quick pinch and turn it under. Make sure it doesn't catch. And I'm going to use the round pointy ones. There. And we'll do it again with this one. Actually, you know what? I think I need a little crystal or something here. You don't have to use 2. You can put 3 on a branch. I need 3 in a bunch. I might do that too later, we'll see. It just kind of like lets me know what to do. Wherever you see a space that you want to put something, put it. You see, I like that. You put it around the hoop, up, cross it over, bring it down, and I know it seems like a pain the way I wrap them and I don't cut the wires with the hoop, but this way here Like they're not going to catch on anything. And this one I'm going to just use the other plier and give it a little squish. And we're almost done with this first section. And then we're going to speed it up. We're not going to clip and do all that. I just want to show you what I do. Up. I missed it. Okay. Sorry. I have this very close to me and I'm looking over because I just couldn't get it right. And my cat's being naughty. So I keep it close to me. I'm still working out a setup. It's always different. And I can feel this little wire catching. There. Okay. There we have our first section. What I do later, but I'm going to show you now with the round pliers. You go back, and this is where you just give your little branches character. Give them a little bend, make them look realistic. I do it last because it tightens up the hoop. I mean, not the hoop, it tightens up your sections onto the hoop. And we're gonna go carry on. Okay. This time we're not gonna cut, we're just gonna bead. Okay. Now again, if you wanted to put a little leaf like this one at the beginning of every section, like you'd put one here if you wanted to, I'm not going to do that. And at the end of every one, and then again, I'm going to put one there because I put one over here. Support your work and twist it a few times. And then just bring it over to your hoop and check and see how many more or what you think you need to put there. I'm going to use a crystal. I'll probably put another crystal. I really like crystals. I think that'll be the last one. We'll see. Yep. Nope, got a jumper. That's the point you work. Give it a few twists. Then you can hold it up and see what you want to do. Same thing. Bring it up, cross it over, and then up and over. We're not going to cut that right now. We're going to just move along. The best is when you're done cutting and you get to shape your tree. And my viewers that have been with me for a while, my next project is not going to be a moon. I think I'm going to do another tree, but I'm going to do it different. I'm going to do it the way I used to do it. And I think this time, instead of having the trunk completely solid, I'm going to use a different wire too, so it'll be a lot thicker than this. Much thicker. I'm going to make a hole, like a hollow hole, but I'm going to put a crystal in there, a bigger crystal. I think it sounds like it could be pretty. I've never done it before, but I came across some wire that I used to use. And I'll show it to you if I remember at the end of this video. But for now, we'll just Pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, let's see what we have. We need some more. I decided not to load my branch with extra beads because they only slide off. I'm used to having the wire longer, but it doesn't need to be longer. This is plenty long, and that was 12.5. I could have gone 12. So if this is your first tree, you can cut 12 inches. You should be fine. I've got extra. At 12.5, it's really not that much waste. I'd rather cut it a little bit longer. If you've made a few trees, you know your technique and how tight you wire and how tight you twist. And that all plays in. Oh, she's looking pretty. Look at that. I love it. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to twist it out a little bit more. I have to get these girls out of the way. There you go. Again, support your work. Oh, there, see, I've got 2 crystals. It's just whatever you grab, whatever you want to put there. I did that intentionally. Well, we're at about 43 minutes now, and I did not, oops, I did the roots before I actually started doing this. I did that without filming all that twisting, but, so this is actually, it's a pretty quick little tree, and it doesn't take a lot of time, or a lot of beads, but you know what? It makes a nice little gift. So this is amethyst. If your birthday is coming up or you have someone special that has a birthday in February, this is for you. Happy birthday, or a nice little gift. Whoever gets it will love it. I promise you that. It'll be that pretty no matter how you do it. It's yours, and you did it with love. And that's what it's all about. Make it with love. Make it your own. And then make it again. Experiment. I'll use all kinds of different beads. I think I'm going to maybe make a bigger tree. It's been requested. I usually don't. But like I said, I found some wire that is not this. It is a different brand. I'll show it to you. And I used to use it for a different type of a tree. But I think I will use everything that I have in little containers and little baggies. I've got beads and crystals and seed beads. Oh, I have all kinds of stuff. Charms. I'm just going to throw them all in a little round rubber thing so I don't drop them all. And then we're going to make something really beautiful. So I've got two things brewing right now. I would like to do the big tree with a different wire. Whoops. And the other tree with a crystal in it. So stay tuned. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to have some fun. If I can shake this. Oops, got her jumper. I gotta look over at my cat. She finally fell asleep. I don't. That's why I try not to drop. But I drop all the time. I mean, she's I got it, and she'll go running. She'll pick it up, which isn't good. She'll get it stuck in between her claws. She doesn't try to eat it though. Oops. Okay. Oh my. And babbling. Okay, if you don't like a babble, you can watch the tree. I did the original of this version. I think at the end I will put them side by side. I'm going to do a few little things different with this one. And I'll show you just a little bit right now. I'm going to give you a heads up because I like doing it. I like to take my round nose pliers. As you know, I said the best part is when you shape up your tree. I like to put right around here somewhere, just a little bend. Gently. How pretty is that? It doesn't have to be straight. Look at that. I like that. Different from the first one, right? Okay, carry on. Oh, they're flying now. I hope that I've been in focus. Some things don't change. I don't want to be out of focus. And that happens, and I apologize, but, you know, I'm the one that doesn't know how to edit. As a matter of fact, if you're new to my channel, I babble, but if you really want to laugh, I've posted a couple of bloopers recently, and I was making an angel, and things just went from good to, wow. If you want to laugh, you gotta watch it. I was not gonna post it, but you know what? This is real. I keep it real, you know? This is it. This is me. And if you like what you see, and you like to have fun, I try to have fun. And I talk to myself a lot, more so when I'm not videoing. So to talk to nobody is not new to me, but new to me talking to you. So hi, welcome to my channel. Yeah. We're almost done. Oh, no, not done with the project, just done with the beading. And then comes the fun part. After we clip these wires, oh my, it's going to be beautiful. I was not going to use the amethyst. I was thinking of something else, but we'll do that on the next one. I think that's the one we'll probably put a little bit of everything. But just because this is the most views. Everybody likes this little tree, and it is such a fun little project. And because the birthstone, of course, being amethyst in February coming soon, I am not amethyst. Mine is in March. Maybe we'll do a birthstone for March. Get some aquamarine. That would be nice for all my Pisces viewers. Pisces. Yes. We are the high priestess. Are you feeling that? I feel that. You can do anything. We are creative. And we survive and we're strong. I think we will celebrate March. I know I will celebrate March for me. I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do. I haven't done an aquamarine. I've done a lot of different stones. I've done a lot of rose quartz and cherry quartz and a little mix of this and that, but this bead does not have a hole. Really? There we go. You still with me? Okay, let's move it right along because we're almost there. I hope you stuck around because we're going to do a little shaping. That's the fun part. If you're new and you don't like my babbling, mute me. You'll still learn to, well, you'll see how I do it and you'll make it your own. Oh, I don't like you. Yeah. Just didn't sit right. Try to keep it simple. Oh, I can make it complicated too, guys. We can make something extravagant, but why? This is simple and pretty, just the way it is. I can add a whole bunch of leaves, not this time. Definitely on the next one. I know that one has a hole, but I can't see it. I don't like that one. Oops. This one's gonna fall. We'll take this one off. Okay, let's see. We're getting there. Then I can move this off of my little space. Oops. Okay, hopefully I'm still in focus here. It looks like it. I've made little marks, little tape. That's not an accident. Okay, let's see. Let me move this away from me. Well, that is just pretty, but we need to do some work here. We should be cutting the ends first, but not today. That. Oh, I think it's pretty. Not too much. Okay. Moving along. Next, let's kind of start from over here. I'm going to just clip all of them. And then we'll go back with tweezers. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just going to go down the line. Now, if you want your tree to be fuller, don't twist them like I did using 2 wires. String them independently, separately, or you can add more wire. I would do them in sections, knowing that 8 is a section, 8 wires, because you have 4, and then you break it down again. Oh, sorry about that. I just don't want these where I can drop it. My cat will find it. That never happens. I don't let it. Okay. Now, we're already an hour in, but you know what? It's crazy worth it. I'm not going to leave you stranded. We're going to finish this together. There we go. Just pinch it down. So what I do, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I call it wrapping, and I do it on everything that I make in a hoop or outside of in a hoop I wrap. But I reinforce my wires even outside of a hoop. If I can secure them in any way, if I put them on something, if I anchor them on something, because I want them to be where I want them to be. I don't want to hang this in my window and have the branches. You see how I'm just sliding them all over the place? I like to have them a little bit more secure because they will slide and then they leave spaces and it's not the way you wanted it to look. So we're going to keep it the way we wanted it to look by wrapping. I will show you what that is in a minute or two, or not. If you would like to, I also have a video on just wrapping it up, and that will show you exactly what I do. Okay, so the reason I wrap is because you don't want that. You don't want that to happen. If you wrap, you secure them, and you put them where you want them as you go. But right now, we're not going to do that. Right now, we're going to give our little tree some character. So I think that we want to bend this a little bit more. So I'm just going to push my finger in there and let it lean. And I think I want to separate my roots a little bit. Give them a little pinch. Just such a nice flow. And we'll go back and tighten. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, I think she's pretty. Okay. I'm gonna make some noise here. I'm going to show you what wrapping is. Okay. So we're going to take our wire and this is the wire that I have used for this project. It's the only wire I use for these actually. I also use 22 gauge for more sturdiness on a bigger hoop or depending on what I want to use it for. Stick around, I'll show you what I do. Just take a piece Don't have to be too long. I always make it extra long. Sorry for all that noise. Oops. You okay? Okay. So I'm going to start it off, put it over your hoop, bring it up, bring it across your branch. This is where I use my tools. Bring it down, up, and over. You've just done the same thing you've been doing all along, but this is how we secure our wire to our hoop. And we're going to cut that little tiny piece of wire off. And bend it back. And it's not sharp. Now, I'm going to bring that one up. I'm going to bring it to the left because we want to go over this to secure it where we want it to be. Okay. Like that. Now you can look at your tree. It looks good like that. You can do a few in between if you want. I'm not going to do that. You don't need to. I'm going to cross it right over your branch. See? That's lacing it. Bring it up and over. And now you're going to put it down. See? To the next one. Cross this wire, the lace wire, over the top. Bring it down. Give it a tug and bring it up. Now, these are not going to do this. You see? You can still move them and shape your tree. My voice is saying that I have talked too much today. That's okay. I'm not done. So I'm going to continue. And I'm going to be quiet because I'm going to quickly lace this up so I can show you what's next. Give it a tug. I hope I wasn't out of focus that whole time. If I was, we're just doing the same thing over and over again. We're just securing our little branches. Oops. Okay, we've come to the end. We've done our last branch. We've wired it. I'm trying to get a good view so you can see what we've done. I do like that little dip in the trunk. I think it's kind of sweet. You can move your trunk, make your tree. I don't know, it's all over my table. I'm trying to get the right angle here. When I mean slide your trunk, it doesn't have to be in the middle. It can be at an angle. You do it however you like it. I like it like that. Now what we're going to do, we've gone over this last branch. Going to bring it up, down. I cut it way too long. That's okay. We'll use this on something else. And bring it up and across. And we're going to cut it. We end it the same way we start. Okay. And just turn that little wire under. Nothing is catching. That's what we want. And oh yeah, I like that. I like the little bend. So what I did on the first, which I'm not bringing back just yet. Oops. Sorry guys. Oh, I'm making a lot of noise. Okay. What I did on my first little tree was at the bottom I chose to use one of these. It's a little pendant thing. I already put one jump ring on there because you need to, otherwise it won't go straight. And now I'm gonna count 6 and 6, 2, 4, 6. Right there is the center. And I'm gonna take a little jump ring. Come on, Steven, supposed to be. I'm going to do that again. It's going to be tricky. Just, this is tricky. There you go. Thank you. Didn't give me too much grief. And we're going to put our little pendant on the bottom. And I do it with two, not always, but today we're going to use 2 pairs of pliers and line them, twist it so that it clicks, it makes a little tick sound. And there you have, that part is done. Next, if you choose to put a chain, which I do, you need 2 jump rings, which I have right there, and a piece of chain. If you can just eyeball it, I do. And usually I find that if you find these 2 branches that are in the middle, this is your middle piece right here, go in between those 2, and that is usually a pretty nice, or you can go over one depending on how long your chain is. I'm going to go over one, so I'm going to do in between these 2, which is my first section, if that makes any sense to you. If it doesn't look right, move them. And I'm going to slip my chain right onto that jump ring. And we're going to close that up. Oops. And we're going to do it the same on this side. I think it's right about there, right? 1, 2, 3, and then that. 1, 2, 3. That should work. We'll see. And if it doesn't, I'll fix it later. I just want you to see the side by side from the first pretty little tree. My gosh, you guys really liked it. And I had so much fun making it. And it has had, of all the things that I've made, from trees to, oh my gosh, for Halloween I did the skeletons. Those were fun. They had a lot of views, but this one, this is the one. Whoops. And that's the one that's going to end on a solid jump ring. There we go. Excuse me for the sniffles, guys. Okay, now she's done. Look at that. That is really pretty. And I like the little charm at the bottom. Now we'll do a side by side. And tell me what you think. Let me see if I can get without bumping you around. Okay. Yeah, that's the front. Oh, I forgot that little leaf right there. Oh my goodness. I forgot to put the little leaf. Oh, I was in such a hurry, guys, right there. I wonder if I can add that on. I can add that on. Sure I can. I'm going to do that. You can stick around and watch me fix up a mess that I made, a little mistake. I'm sure I can do that. And it'll only take a minute. Okay. I've done this before. I've had wires break. And let's see. Wow. I'm going to see where we can put that. We want it as close to here. We could just put it right there. Or we could piggyback it onto a bead, which I might do that. Yeah, I'm going to go through this one. This little crystal, I think. And it went through. And this is what you do when you have to fix something that I wasn't paying attention to. Okay, let me grab my little tweezer here. Well, it might not be that easy, but it's crazy worth it to know that if you make a mistake, you can fix it. If this doesn't work, this way we can hook it right there. Actually, let's do that because that's going to take too long. Okay, what I'm going to do is just take this wire. I'm going to put it where I should have made that the little leaf, the little one that I forgot. Okay, let's get the beads. Oops. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can do this. Let's make our little leaf that we forgot. I forgot. Sorry, forgot. And let's got the chin. Bring it up there. And that's where she should go. Let's give it a twist. How am I going to attach that? It's really simple, guys. I'm going to do the same thing to this as I do everything else. When I end it and when I start it. Now that I've twisted my leaf and I've attached it to my branch, can you see what I've done? I'm fixing my mistake. Bring it down. Bring it up. Oops. And bring it across. Let's see if it works. Oops, I can already tell it's on. flopping around. Let's twist it some more. There. Now I'm going to separate them into the back. So we're really onto that branch. Can you see it? And I'm going to turn it over. Twist it a few times. I'm going to cut that. Okay. I don't want that to be sharp, so I'm going to see if I can just twirl it under. Before I flatten it. No, it's not gonna. Well, anyway, it's not perfect. What I can do, actually, if you want me to make it perfect, I can make it perfect. Alright, maybe I can. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just take another wire, little piece, and bring it. Let's see if we can get into a bead. It can be done. I do it all the time, but I just don't know if I can do it here. Here we go. I just don't want it to flop around because I don't want it to break. That's bad enough I forgot it. Let's see if I can catch that little stinker. There we go. How's that? Okay. So what I did was I went through the, if you can see it, through the crystal. Ideally, if you do this, do not forget that little leaf. It's the first thing you do and the last thing you do. Well, the first thing you do on your last section. Okay, now let's see if we can attach it to the branch. Like I've said, guys, for the one that can't edit, I make the most mistakes. Right? Is it true? It's true. I promise. I mess it up. Yeah, I'm not going to sweat it because regardless, right? This is such a pretty little tree. Even without that leaf. And I'm just giving it a little twirly to see if I can secure it. There. Let's see if I can do some surgery here. Where is the second little wire? Don't know. It's not perfect, but it's perfect to me. And there you have it. Don't forget that little leaf, because just don't. The final project side by side. Let's see. Here and here. I don't know what your view is, so I'm gonna show them if they're side by side, I hope. There's the one that we just did. How pretty. Oh my goodness. I really like it. And this is the inspiration. This is the first one. The trunk is different. like it. I like the difference. And there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, stay well.